Man, you really need to stop villainizing the people who love you. You need to stop painting them as some sort of villain in your head who is out to get you and destroy your life. I understand that there have been people in the past who you've given a lot of yourself to, who you've given a lot of love, and you haven't exactly received that sort of love back from them. And you despise them for it internally, even though you want to get rid of them, you don't want to think about them at all. But you're confusing the ones who love you, your best friends and family, with the ones who are not even in your life anymore. The ones who love you, the ones you're thinking about right now, they do want the best for you. Simply because there have been people in your life who have betrayed your trust, who've put you down when you have put them up, doesn't mean that the ones closest to you are them. Stop confusing the two. Because when you do that, you start to have so many negative associations and thoughts about the people you love and the ones who love you back, and that does not serve anybody. You know, the ones who love you, the ones who are truly there for you, if you want to change something about your relationship with them, you can just tell them. You can just ask them. They would be more than happy, more than willing to change certain aspects of them for you. Because at the end of the day, they want what's best for you and they want to keep you in your life. But why is that whenever they get too close, when they show you support that you didn't really expect, you start to push them away? You start to get into your shell, you start to isolate yourself, and you start to tell yourself that, oh, this is just temporary. They're just supporting me because they want something out of me, or they're just supporting me because they've realized that they haven't been supporting me for a while, so don't get too attached to it. And then you start to push them away and then eventually villainize them. But the truth is, the ones who love you also have lives to live. They have their own unique set of worries, problems, and trials and tribulations that they have to go through every single day. And if they find the time to still care for you, to still think about you, you are special to them, and you should consider yourself blessed because of that fact. You need to understand that they might be even having a bad day, and maybe that's why you aren't receiving the kind of love that you're used to from them. Maybe they're going through a tough period, and maybe you're the one who needs to reach out to them and ask them what's up. Instead of pushing them away, you need to invite them into your life. Be empathetic, be kind, because that is the kind of person you are. Why is it that when the ones who love you the most are not having the best time, you push them away and you sideline them and you almost discard them? How do you expect that's going to make them feel? And then you blame the entire problem on them. You're like, oh no, they're this way or they're that way and they can't think like me. Like, what? No, dude, when they're not feeling the best, you need to be there for them if you want them to be there for you. And if you think they're going wrong or you think they can improve on something, tell them that. But you need to tell them that kindly. You need to be empathetic. You need to show sympathy. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones who matter. Everybody else is just noise. You talk so much about caring for your loved ones, and when it actually comes to caring for them, you just fucking forget all of that. And I understand it can be hard because you have a lot of things going on in your life as well, and there's not always the time and energy to invite somebody else's worries and troubles into your life because you're just so overwhelmed with your own life. But that doesn't mean that you don't try. You need to be patient with people. You need to let them know that, hey, listen, I'm there for you, and then they will be there for you. And if they're not there for you, then they were not meant to be in your life. But painting a bad image of them in your head, thinking that they're not there for you, they're not here to support you, all of that stuff is just plain wrong. It's your mind playing tricks on you. And oftentimes, the reason you're upset with them is because you're upset with yourself. There is something that you have done or you haven't done that you know you need to do or shouldn't do, but you can't accept that fact, so you project that onto them. You get mad at them, you call them names in your head, you sideline them, and then you isolate yourself. And then once you end up having a conversation with them, you realize that you were wrong, that you needed to look within, that the reason you were annoyed with them was because you were annoyed with yourself. The famous psychologist Carl Jung once said that the reason you are vexed with somebody, that the reason you're annoyed with somebody is because you're really annoyed with something about yourself. Because you see them doing that you used to do or you still do, and you know that it's not good. You know that it needs to be better, and so you get annoyed at them. And I think that is so true. If you keep painting out the people who love you as a villain in your head, if you keep treating them poorly, eventually there's going to be a limit that you have crossed and they won't be in your life anymore. They'll start to think of you as selfish, inconsiderate, and just not worth their time and energy. And then you will realize what you've lost after you've lost it. Listen, you have multiple people in your life who truly care about you, and you should focus on those. And you know that even if you have just one person who cares about you, you're truly blessed. So focus on that. Focus on the ones that matter and just discard everybody else, because everybody else is noise. Make the effort to be a better person. Make the effort to be a better friend, a better son, a better boyfriend, whatever it is. make the effort because it's always worth it. Don't always blame everybody else for your problems, for having issues in your relationship. Oftentimes, the problems that exist can also be solved by looking inward, by asking yourself, how can I improve? Is there something that I have done wrong? Is there some way that I can remedy the situation? Take ownership of your actions and words and be responsible for it. Take accountability in who you are as a person and try to improve every day for the people you love. And please learn how to get yourself out of those negative spirals as quickly as possible by being kind to yourself, understanding that you might be feeling certain negative emotions, but that can be resolved. Usually a conversation, a real conversation where you are vulnerable and you let the other person be vulnerable also can solve a lot of things. And be kind to the people that you're talking to. Treat them with respect because they're a human being as well. And you need to understand that they have been going through a lot as well, and there is no excuse to be a bad person. There is no excuse to treat them poorly. That was all I had for today's video. This was more of a vulnerable video where I was just sort of talking to myself because of the experience I had today. If you related, let me know in the comments below because it would be nice to know that I'm not alone and I'm not crazy, because I know there's probably some people out there who relate to this. And share this with your family and friends if you think this was useful. Like for the algorithm and subscribe if you want to see more content out of me. As always, I'll see you tomorrow.